Hey, this is MJ, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make a sun hat for babies. I'll be working on the newborn size in today's tutorial. The yarn that I'm using is Cottage cotton from Herrschners. It is a number 4 medium weight yarn. It is 60% cotton and 40% acrylic. I'll be working with a 4mm hook size for this pattern, and this is a streamline gold hook from Furls Crochet. So we'll begin with a magic ring. So wrap it around your index finger 3 times. Take your hook, sliding it through all 3 loops. Grab that first loop, pulling it through. We'll chain 1, and I'm going to work 10 half double crochets in the ring. So we're yarning over, go through the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pulling through 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go through the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3. So we'll do that a total of 10 times. Okay, so I have 10 half double crochet stitches. You want to take your tail, make sure you can see your 2 loops. Take your tail, start pulling it. You'll notice that only 1 loop pulls in. So take the loop that's pulled in, give it a tug. It's just going to make sure to pull that other loop tight, and then you can take your tail and pull. Now we're not going to join. We're going to continue right into our pattern. I'm pretty sure this is the first stitch, but I'm going to count back just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it looks like it's here. Here we go. So this one right here is 10. So now for this round, I'll work 2 in every stitch. So let's start with 2 half double crochet. And I'm going to use the stitch marker now to mark the first stitch of every round. So I've done 2 stitches, so mark the first, and I'll continue around with 2 in every stitch. So we're going to increase to 20. Okay, so the next round, we'll remove our marker. I'm going to work 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, and then 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. And I'll put my marker in the first stitch. So our repeat pattern is 1 in the next, and 2 half double crochet in the next. 1, 2. So we're going to repeat this pattern all the way around, increasing to 30 stitches. Okay, so I've worked all the way around. Our next round, we're going to work 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, put my marker back, and then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So this round increases to 40 stitches. So we'll work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the next. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that around. Okay, so I've worked around. I have a total of 40 stitches, and this will be our last increase round. So I'm going to work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 3. And we'll mark that first stitch, 1, 2, 3. And then I'll work 2 in the next. So 1, 2, 3 half doubles, and then 2 half doubles in 1 stitch. 1 half double in each of the next 3. And then 2 half double crochets in the next. Repeat that around. Okay, so I've worked all the way around. I now have 50 stitches, and now we'll begin into our stitch pattern. So I'm going to work a double crochet in the first stitch and a single crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet, single crochet. So we're just going to alternate double crochet, single crochet, double, single. Okay, work that all the way around and I'll meet you up at that last stitch. So I've worked around to my last stitch, but we want to add a double crochet into that same stitch as well because we want to work this pattern in an odd number. So now I've increased to 51 stitches, putting 2 stitches in that last. So now we started with a double crochet. This round now begins with a single crochet. So we end with a double, we're now starting with a single. So single, double, and we'll mark this round. So we're doing a single in the double from the previous round and a double in the single of the previous round. So single, double, single, double, and work this all the way around. Okay, so we're ending with a single crochet. We started with a single crochet, we end with a single crochet, and now we go right into the pattern again, starting with a double. Double, single. Mark that first stitch. So now we're just repeating the first round of the pattern. So double, single is now the repeat around. So we'll just continue alternating rows in this manner, but as you work around, the pattern just continues, so it makes complete sense. You're alternating a row starting with a single and starting with a double, but it works as you work around that you're just continually going with the pattern. So for this size, you're going to continue working until you have a total of 10 rounds of your pattern, and with your 5 increase rounds, you'll have a total of 15. So I'm going to continue working my little hat, and once I get this part complete, we'll meet back up and I'll show you how to do the brim section. Okay, so I've worked around a total of 10 rounds of my stitch pattern, and now we're going to begin working the brim. So I'm going to work 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And make sure to mark the first stitch of the round. So our pattern working around will be 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So I'm going to work that all the way around. Okay, so once you get all the way around, you're going to end with 1 stitch. And now what we're going to do is work an additional 4 rounds with just 1 single crochet in every stitch. So I'm going to work 2. We'll add our marker back. So we're just working 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So I'm going to do a total of 4 rounds. And with the increase round, that'll be a total of 5 for the brim. And that is for this size. Make sure you follow along with your pattern for the size you're working on. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to work around 4 rounds at 1 single crochet per stitch. Okay, so once you have your rounds complete, we're going to do another increase round. So we're going to work 1 single crochet in the first 2. Then you'll work 2 in the next. So 1 single crochet in the next 2, and then 2 in the next. And we'll work that all the way around. Okay, so once you get all the way around, you should be ending with 1 single crochet in the last stitch. And now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do 4 rounds without increasing. So 1 single crochet into every stitch around. Okay, so I'm going to continue working my 4 rounds. So in total for the brim, we'll then have 10 rounds in total. Okay, so I'm going to continue that and then I'll meet you up. Okay, so I've finished working all the way around. I've ended with a single crochet. I'm going to remove my marker and I'm going to slip stitch across the next 2. Oops. Now I'll fasten off, and I'm going to do a seamless join technique just so it blends right in. So we'll use our yarn needle. What you want to do is skip the next stitch. See, I've slip stitched into this one. We're skipping the next one. We're going to go through both loops of the next stitch. I'm going to come back and go through the back loop only, but I am going to push it down through as well. It's just making a little faux stitch here, so we don't see a join. Then I'm going to take the yarn needle and we're going to weave it down through the stitches. Just make sure doesn't pull, and weave back up in the opposite direction to secure this tail. Give that a trim, and you want to remove this tail as well. Just going to weave it. Okay, so here's the little hat. We still have a few more details to add. We want to add some ties so that you can tie it to your baby's head and that it stays in place. And if you want, you can make a little flower. If you want it for a little boy, you could leave off the flower. I have a little idea that might be cute for a boy. If you have any of these personalized tags, you could add a tag to the center. You could add a little tag to the side. Or if you have any other sort of embellishment you want to add, you could always add it to the side for a little boy. But we're going to add a flower to this particular hat, and I'll be adding the ties to the side as well. I'm going to continue still with the 4mm hook. Now, if you're working on one of the larger hats and you want to make the flower a little bit bigger, you could use a larger hook, and that would give you a bit larger flower. I have made the same size flowers on all of the hat. So here's the little flowers, and I've made them all the same size. But just by using a bit bigger hook, it would give you a little bit bigger flower. I have one here, and you can see with the 5mm hook, the flower comes out a little bit larger. So to make our flower, we're going to take our yarn and we'll make a magic ring. So wrap the yarn around your index finger 3 times. And you want to leave your tail long enough for sewing the flower to the hat. Pull through. We're going to chain 1, and now we're going to make 6 puff stitches in the ring, just to give the flower a fun little puff stitch center, just like this. So I'm going to yarn over, go through the ring, pulling up a loop, yarn over, go through the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, go back through the ring, pull up a loop. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on the hook, yarn over, pulling through all the loops, chain 1. So let's go through that again. We're yarning over, through the ring, pulling up a loop. So we do that 3 times. That was 1 time, 2, 3. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1. Make sure you keep this nice and loose so that you can pull through all those loops easily. Okay, so I have 6. Make sure you push your work out of the way so you can see those loops. We're going to pull the ring. There's the loop that's pulling in, so we're going to take it and we're going to pull the other loop. Then we can tug that closed. So now I'm going to slip stitch into the first puff to join, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 1 space. I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to slip stitch back into that chain 1 space. I'm going to go to the next chain 1 space, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch in the same space. Okay, so we're making these little chain 3 places for doing our petals. So go to the next chain 1 space, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch in the same space. We're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so I've worked around. Now I'm going to slip stitch to join in the first chain 3 space. I'm going to chain 1 to get started. We're going to do a single crochet, 5 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a single crochet all in that chain 3 space. So we've made our first petal. Now in the next chain 3 space, we'll single crochet, 5 double crochet, and a single crochet. We're going to repeat this all the way around so that we have a total of 6 petals. Okay, so I'm going to complete that now. Okay, so once you get all the way around, I'm going to slip stitch in that first single crochet to join and fasten off. I'm going to take my yarn needle I like to push this right down so that we can kind of hide that join, just like that. I'm going to come and just weave in this tail. Just go through the back of the petal. And then you're just going to sew it. Now you can get creative and you can have the inner circle a different color with a different colored flower petals. I'm just doing it all neutral, so you're only working from the one ball. So you just really want to take this and we're going to just sew it to the hat. Go through bits of the petal or the back of the flower, and I just like to work around, going through back and forth. We want to make sure that it's nice and secure. Okay, and you can give it a little knot on this side, then you can weave in these tails, this tail. So next we're going to add the ties. I like to pull off a tail about 50 inches for this size of hat. You want to make sure that you do have lots. Better to have a little bit more than not enough. So once you have that, what I like to do is just fold the hat. I don't count the stitches. I just want to eyeball it here to make sure that I'm putting the ties on each side of the hat with the flower in the front. I'm going to take my hook. Now that I have it, I'm just going to put my hook through the stitch, popping it through like this. Take the yarn now, pull it through. Okay, so now I'm in position. Now I want to find the working yarn, which I'm going to place to the front, and then I have my tail. So now what you're going to do to make a simple little I-cord is you're going to wrap the tail around the hook. So you now have 2 loops. Then you will yarn over with the working yarn, pulling through the 2 loops. So there's stitch 1. Yarn over with the tail. You've got 2 loops, yarn over with the working yarn, pull through. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to do a total of 70 stitches for this size, but you could do as many as you want or as little as you want. You just want this tie long enough that you're going to be able to tie it around baby's chin and tie it in a nice little bow. Okay, so I've worked a total of 70. You can see I still have a little bit left. What I'll do is just cut that. I'm going to pull my yarn through, and I'm taking my tails, and I like to just knot them and keep this really simple. You could weave those tails back up through the cord if you don't want this little trimmed knot at the end, but this is really easy, and I don't mind the little fray at the end of this. Okay. And then we're going to do the exact same thing now to the other side. So just make sure, again, we have this folded. You're going to take your hook and just push it up through and repeat the exact same step. Okay, so here is the little hat complete. I used about half a ball, a little less than half a ball. So you should be able to get 2 little hats from 1 ball of yarn. You can see you can just tie this in a bow. This will easily flip up so that the brim isn't in baby's face. So this is the taller size here, and I was able to make it from 1 ball with a little bit left over. And then we have our 6 to 12 month size, our 3 to 6, and our little newborn sizes. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tap the bell so you stay updated on all my new videos and tutorials. Make sure to check the description box below the video. I put the links for the pattern as well as the supplies in the description. Thanks so much, guys. Have an awesome day.